Why do good people stay in bad relationships? This is one of the most misunderstood questions about love. Maybe if you have ever asked yourself why you stayed longer than you should, or wondered why someone else couldn't leave a bad relationship, this video might explain what no one has ever explained to you before. Have you ever looked at someone in a terrible relationship and asked or thought, why don't they just leave? Maybe you've also asked yourself that same question. If this is you, I want you to know something. Staying doesn't always mean you're weak. Sometimes it means that you've loved someone for so long that you've forgotten how to protect yourself. If this feels personal, I want you to stay with me in the next few minutes because I think you need to hear this. One of the biggest myths people believe is that good people often leave immediately or the moment they are being treated badly. Real life doesn't work that way. Good people often stay because they keep looking for that person they first fell in love with. They remember the kindness, they remember the promises, the late night conversations, the laughter. They keep hoping that version of that person will come back. So every time things get bad, they tell themselves, maybe they are stressed, or maybe they had a bad childhood, or maybe they didn't mean it that way, or things will get better. Hope is beautiful, but hope can also keep you trapped. Another reason good people stay is because they don't easily give up. You believe relationships take work. You believe in forgiveness. You believe that everyone deserves a second chance. These are beautiful qualities, but here's the painful part. Someone who keeps hurting you will often use those beautiful qualities against you because they believe you forgive, they believe you stay, they believe you'll keep trying. And before you know it, you're carrying a relationship that was never meant to be carried by one person. Then there's guilt. This one is very heavy. You start feeling responsible for someone else's happiness. You convince yourself that if you leave, they will fall apart, that they will change if you just love them a little more. But hear me carefully. You cannot heal someone who refuses to heal themselves. Love is powerful, but it cannot do someone else's work for them. And sometimes it is fear. Not fear of the person, but fear of starting over. Fear of being alone. Fear that no one else will love you. Fear that you've invested so many years to just walk away now. And so you stay. Not because you're happy, but because the unknown feels safer than the pain you're already used to. Read that again in your heart. Sometimes familiar pain feels safer than unfamiliar freedom. And here's something people don't talk about enough. Bad relationships rarely become bad overnight. It's usually little by little. One broken promise, one disrespectful comment, one apology, one good week, and then another disappointment. It started so slowly that you begin to adjust to things you said you never tolerate. Your standards don't disappear overnight. They slowly get negotiated away. If you're constantly explaining someone's behavior to other people, if you're always saying things like, they're not always like this, you don't know the other side of them, ask yourself this question. Why do you feel the need to defend someone who keeps hurting you? Healthy love does not require constant explanations. And maybe the hardest truth of all, Some good people stay because they confuse love with sacrifice. They think loving someone means losing themselves. It doesn't. Real love doesn't ask you to become smaller. It doesn't ask you to silence your voice. It doesn't ask you to accept disrespect just to keep the relationship alive. If you abandon yourself just to love someone else, that's not love, that's survival. If you're listening to this today and you see yourself in these words, I want you to hear something. You are not difficult to love and you are not asking for too much. Wanting respect isn't asking for too much. Wanting honesty isn't asking for too much. Wanting peace isn't asking for too much. You deserve to feel safe with someone you love. Not anxious, not confused, not constantly wondering where you stand. Living isn't always easy. Sometimes it takes time. Sometimes it takes support. Sometimes it takes rebuilding parts of your life that have been broken for years. But every journey towards healing starts with one honest question. Is this relationship costing me the person I'm becoming? Sit with that question. Don't rush to answer it. Just be honest with yourself because your life matters too. Your peace matters too. And you deserve a love that doesn't require you to disappear just to keep it alive. If this message spoke to you, let me know in the comments with one word: healing. You never know who might see your comments and realize they are not alone. And if these videos help you make sense of the relationship that leave you feeling confused, subscribe to the channel and I'll see you in the next video.